Hello, my lovelies. Elsie here to do your sneak peek for the week. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Look, I have 12 decks to my left, and I'm going to read for you for each members or for each sign of the Zodiac. I'm going to read from one of these decks, and I do this reading once a week, by the way. You'll usually get it on a Monday or a Tuesday. It is for the following 7 days whenever you find this, today, tomorrow, or next year. It's for the next 7 days, and yeah, I'm going to read for each sign of the Zodiac. I'll just spend a few minutes on each. And so I'm going to mark everything down below in the description so you can just scroll this video to find what it is that you need for the sign that you're looking for. I'm just going to ask you to please, please, please stop watching tarot just for your sun sign. You really don't know what's going on if that's all you're doing. And it's just your personality information. So if you really want to know what's going on, you want a round or picture, please find a natal chart. They are free everywhere. You just got to plunk in your information, even if you don't have your exact time of birth. If you choose AM or PM, you should be able to get a rising sign out of that energy as well. Just come here armed and come here with an open mind. So other than that, I just want to tell you about all of the sales that I have going on right now for private readings. I'm having so much fun with the private reading stuff. So first of all, 10% off any pre-recorded readings. Right now I do have a package where I will give you an answer back within the next 48 hours. And so if you want to take a look at that, there is a pinned comment, and in that pinned comment there is a code that will give you your 10% off of the pre-recorded readings. But listen, I'm also talking to people live, and boy have we been having fun. I've been talking to so many of you and really having a lot of fun. So right now there's all kinds of sales on the live private readings, and anywhere from 5 to 75% off of your live private reading with me, whether that's video or phone or chat, whatever you like to do in text. We can do any of those things, and you will get a discount just simply for booking ahead. So what else do I need to tell you? I think that's it. Look, we are reading for this week, and in the next 3 days, Mercury is officially going into retrograde in Leo. There's so much more than that happening, but I am not your astrologer. Please go find a capable astrologer. There's many of them on this platform. You've only got 5 days left on the private reading sale. It ends at midnight on the 20th. All right. That is all I've got to blah blah to you about. Let's find out what's going on, beginning with Aries. My fire family, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's find out what's going on for Aries in the next 7 days. Tell me about Aries, please. It's the most important thing that Aries needs to know about the next 7 days, please. Sneak peek for this week. Aries, I feel like you're going to have a really good week. This is a week of being happy, emotionally happy, emotionally well. We've got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the Emperor energy and the King of Wands. I feel like this week you're going to feel really in control of all of your actions. So I feel like, you know, there's your energy, right? King of Wands is here. And we do have the Emperor. That's your energy as well. So I feel like this week you're in control. It's whatever you want, Aries. I feel like whatever it is that you want is what you're going to get, as long as you are motivated to go out there and get it. And I feel like this is going to be a very stable and happy week for you. The 7 of Pentacles being in the reverse tells me that something is coming in that you've been waiting for, and I feel like the wait is over. And maybe the wait is over because this Emperor here is ready to take action and go out and find their happiness. Whatever that happiness is, it doesn't always have to point at romantic things. Just keep that in mind. Keep an open mind as you watch. Tell me about the 10 of Cups. What is making Aries happy? We've got the Hermit energy. So your emotional energy is very balanced this week. I feel like you're emotionally happy. I feel like you're emotionally secure. The Hermit tells me that you have been meditating, or that you are taking time away or time on your own to look over the details of you. I feel like you're happy with what you see, that you're very stable and that I feel like this week is a week that maybe some of you might be taking holiday, possibly, and I don't mean going away, I just mean maybe it's a staycation in your backyard, but I don't know, you're taking time away from the grind, whatever that is for you. Maybe it's your business, maybe it's a place where you work, maybe it's people that you service in your life, but the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse always gives me the energy of stop working so hard, and I think that you're taking that to heart. It feels like you are spending more time in a serene energy. For some of you, you might be going to the beach or to the park. I do see that in this card of the Ten of Cups. Spending time with your family, possibly. We do have the Knight of Pentacles. It feels like whilst you are enjoying the sun and the fun and the beach and whatever the Ten of Cups represents for you, your family, I feel like you're still planning and plotting. In your head, it feels like the Knight of Pentacles tells me that you're going to not only spend a lot of practical time this week, but I feel like you are also going to be very clear, be moving slow, look at the details. I feel like you're living in the moment, which is what these pentacles are telling me here, that you're very much living in the moment, that you have a goal, and your goal this week, I feel, is just to go with the flow, be happy, but really be strategic about where you're putting your emotional energy this week. It feels like you are trying to notice everything, collect the memories. Look, we have nothing but those things. We have nothing to take with us. When our bodies are stripped from us, when we leave this earth, all we have is what we've learned, or what we know, or the memories we've created. So create many, my friends. I feel like somebody here is trying to slow time down, slow things down, take the path that is least traveled possibly, but the goal is, this goal with the Knight of Pentacles is happiness this week. We do have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Pentacles. And we have the Judgment card. So it does feel like to me somebody is sort of waking up to the fact that, you know, this life is a temporary thing. The Judgment card here is, you know, the fact that things do end. So new adventures can continue. The Eight of Pentacles is also being very, very aware of the self. It's the self-mastery part of it. And the Nine of Pentacles tells me, you know what? Your money that's sitting in the bank is not doing you any good. I feel like you're feeling good, though. You're feeling confident. You're feeling abundant. And I feel like you've been working so hard, working really hard. It's time for you to take a break. It's time for you to take a break from growing things, self-mastery. It's time for you to take a break from the pentacle world and make a decision that maybe takes you on an adventure, changes your mind possibly. Judgment card, of course, for some of you could be the Mercury retrograde, right? This is Virgo and Pisces for me. Virgo's ruling planet is Mercury. Mercury being in retrograde could tell me that things might be coming to the surface so you can resolve them. Now listen, Mercury retrograde, because everybody on the platforms are even reading about love, that ends up being your only focus. This Judgment card is about many things. The universe a lot of the times will bring up something, Aries, so you have to stare it in the face in order to resolve it. And I feel like for you, it's things that are in your pentacle world. It could be money, could be people, could be time, could be confidence or energy. We've got the Five of Swords. So I do believe that there is some sort of conflict coming up this week. And it doesn't have to be anything dramatic, but I feel like there is some sort of mental conflict that's coming up this week. It feels like something's coming to the surface and it's going to force you to make some sort of a decision here. With the Judgment card, are you letting it back in? Are you taking the cycle again? Or are you leaving it behind and are you moving forward? I feel like you're going to make that decision quite easily, because it feels like with the Emperor here that you're used to making hard decisions and easy decisions. But making those decisions whilst showing everyone that you are in fact the one in control. What's the outcome for this week for Aries? We've got the Knight of Swords, we've got the Queen of Cups, and we've got the Moon energy. The Devil's on the bottom of the deck. The Moon energy is telling me that things are not as they seem. I feel like you're going to be surprised or shocked by something or someone that shows up for you this week. We do have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is kind, usually kind, empathic, compassionate, It can be a mother, it can be a feminine leaning energy, could be a masculine energy. Feminine or masculine is the Queen of Cups. And we have the Knight of Swords. I feel like you are going to have some sort of a really deep emotional conversation with somebody this week. And that's what I was feeling here. That although maybe there had been conflict, I feel like something is coming to the surface here, Aries, that you are supposed to resolve so you can lay it to rest and move on with the rest of your life. I don't think you know what that is. It may be something to do with the devil. Maybe this Page of Cups and the devil is telling me that possibly the good news is that you're going to get a chance to face some sort of a fear or a doubt or something or someone that you feel attached to, or that there is a codependent attachment, whether that be mind or energy. Tell me what's around the corner for Aries, please. We've got the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're about to have some sort of really serious and deep conversation with somebody who's very prominent, somebody who you do see as the Queen of Cups. So somebody here who you are still energetically or emotionally or psychically connected to. The Queen of Swords tells me that we're about to have the most honest conversation that we have had between us and another for a while, or even a group of people, because we do have the Four of Wands here. The Seven of Swords is here. I feel like the Queen of Swords is going to ask the hard questions, is going to want the answers and the honesty, and let's just dig into the Seven of Swords, because I don't want any more lies. We need to bring it all to the surface. The Queen of Swords is the one that's liberating themselves. So whether you're the feminine or the masculine, this might be the week where you liberate yourself, and that might be why the Ten of Cups is under here, because finally you're going to lift something off of your shoulders, which is going to make you lighter, happier, and free to be more emotionally present. The Four of Wands here tells me that things are about to gain stability, but only after somebody makes some sort of a decision. Somebody's been holding back, whether that's you or someone else. Somebody's been holding back, and I feel like that person or that situation, it doesn't have to be a person, that situation is showing itself to you again this week, so you can make a decision to make some sense out of it and get the honesty that you need. It's time to resolve something that's been lingering or hovering in the background here. We have a lot of pentacles here, so we're going to look at Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Virgo, and Pisces, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, more Aries. We've got more Virgo energy a couple of times. We've got Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and Gemini. I feel like whatever this is, whether this is a person, a situation, or whatever it is, it's coming at you aggressively, quickly this week. I feel like there's something you're going to have to resolve this week, something you didn't put on your agenda, possibly, but I think it leads to you having a lighter emotional load to carry this week. Tell me about Taurus, my bull gang. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Taurus. What's going on this week? Sneak peek for this week, Taurus. We've got you and the Three of Cups. We've got the Hierophant and the Three of Cups. It feels like there is something that you might be revisiting or celebrating in terms of your spirituality. It could be, when I see the Hierophant and the Three of Cups, it's a celebration of my spirituality, is what it feels like here. So tell me about Taurus this week. All right. We've got the Seven of Cups. Why is that? We've got the Death card. We've got the Six of Pentacles, Taurus, and we have the Lovers. Something is becoming very clear to you this week, within the next 7 days possibly, and not for everybody, because this is a general reading and we are not all on this same timeline. So this may resonate for some of you, but I feel like it's the end of the confusion, Taurus. I feel like clarity is coming. There is someone, something, or a situation that you've been giving to, like giving to too much, giving too much of your energy, your time, or your money to. And for some of you, it might be love. For others of you, it was your choice to do that. So even though, Taurus, you knew that you were never going to get back whatever you were putting in, you made the choice to continue to give your time, your energy, your money, your love, whatever it is. I feel like some sort of confusion about that is ending. I feel like there is some sort of transformation that's coming in the way you spend your energy, spend your money, or spend your time, or who you are giving that to. I think you're going to be very careful who you're giving that to. You're no longer confused about the Six of Pentacles. I think you're aware of it now. Tell me about the Seven of Cups. What had you confused or overwhelmed here? Could be also a lot of options or opportunities. We've got the Ten of Cups, we've got the Sun, and we have the Ace of Wands. Taurus, this week I feel like you're about to have a breakthrough, and it feels like for some of you this is incredibly exciting because I feel like it's going to make you very happy. It's a very happy breakthrough. It does feel like for some of you that it could be a spiritual awakening or the excitement and the realization that you're having some type of breakthrough, or you finally reached some sort of cycle where you've broken through the glass ceiling. Taurus, it feels like you've been waiting and waiting and waiting for something to change. Something's been unclear, or it's been possibly in the dream state and not yet in the 3D. It feels like it comes into the 3D here, but it comes via some sort of exciting breakthrough that you have here. The Ten of Cups tells me it is ultimate apex of happiness. This is incredible happiness to have this breakthrough. I really do feel that you're noticing your growth. It's almost like you're turning around, looking back there and saying, oh my God, like I'm not the person I was back there. I'm not the person I was a month ago, a year ago, 10 months ago, maybe a week ago. I feel like you are noticing all the different changes you've been making. And I feel like for some of you, because of that realization, or you're coming to some sort of a place of the present moment. In the present moment, having this breakthrough, it's exciting that you're realizing that the reason that you're happy is because you're no longer confused about where to put your energy and who you're giving your time and your energy or your love energy to. We've got the Hierophant. That's your energy, Taurus. That is Taurus energy. We've got the Two of Cups. And we've got the Strength card. Taurus, I feel like there is somebody that you do have a bond with, or that somebody, and when I say a bond, I'm not talking about a deep soulmate bond. For some of you, it could be because the Lover and the Two of Cups is here, but it's not for everybody. This Two of Cups can also be platonic or romantic. This Lovers can be platonic or romantic, but if for you, in your situation, it is deep soulmate love connection, then that might be what it is. But for others of you, it feels like the bond that you have is you are bonding your strength to your spirituality. It feels like the breakthrough for some of you might be a bond or a trusting. Now you're trusting the higher self. You're now holding back. You're not running after things. You're not chasing things, Taurus. I feel like you are making slow-moving bonds. Water is slow-moving. I mean, sometimes we have rapids, but in the tarot, water is essentially slow-moving energy. I feel like you have met somebody, possibly. We've got the Two of Cups, and this could be platonic or romantic, but it feels like there's somebody here who is on par with you spiritually, I feel. This person has noticed you because you've noticed them, but I feel like it's a spiritual noticing. So we do have the Strength card here, and it feels like we're going to go at this slow, that we've connected. I feel like you've connected with somebody and realized that there is some sort of a spiritual or emotional, possibly energetic bond with them. But I also feel that right now is not the time to chase, that we are holding back or reserving our energy. It's not the time to be bold at this time. We're going to hold back just a little bit, and we've got the Ten of Swords. Maybe possibly waiting for a cycle to end, or possibly you're still healing from something that went on back there. Doesn't have to be romantic, but it does seem like somebody here, the Lovers is a choice. Somebody made a choice to end a cycle, to let go of somebody, to finally disconnect from an old cycle, somebody who may have betrayed you, somebody who may have hurt you with their words, or maybe your thoughts were wrapped around them for the longest time. I feel like the reason that you're not chasing, the reason that you're not interested in moving too quickly is because I feel you're still healing from something that may have been either romantically or platonically connected to you as a bond. So that means a deep friendship. Maybe this deep friendship person betrayed you. It feels like you are healing the self and becoming more stable, secure, moving slowly, doing the right thing. You're getting back to being your old self here, Taurus. Tell me what the outcome is for Taurus, please. We do have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. It feels like you are feeling a little bit emotionally a little bit emotionally drained. It does feel like there's a situation here that emotionally drained you a little bit. It may have been you being in the 7 of Cups for a while. 7 and 1 is 8, right? So you had to walk away from something or disconnect from something. I think you made the best decision because look at all that energy. It's really lovely. We've got the Page of Swords. And we've got the Page of Cups. So I do feel like right now is a time of learning how not to allow people to come by with their straw and suck all of your energy dry. I feel like the 6 of Pentacles is really a turning point for you, Taurus. It feels like the turning point is I'm no longer overgiving. I'm no longer giving more than I get in return. I will be my old Taurus self and I will overgive once, but if you don't return at least some of that, then I'm not in. So I feel like you're just being more careful. I feel like this Page of Swords and the Queen of Cups in the reverse is telling me that you're really curiously exploring why you're the one that always ends up emotionally depleted. So I feel like you are going to learn that this week, and it feels like the Page of Cups is the place where you go after the 10 of Swords has been here. It feels like the outcome is I'm going to be ready to maybe open up just a tiniest little bit. Maybe affection. Maybe you're going to meet somebody, platonic or romantic. Maybe I'm open to the good news, open to a new person showing up for me. But I'm going to be very careful, Page of Swords, because I don't want my energy drained again. Around the corner, we have the Knight of Cups. You're not buying it, Taurus. The Knight of Cups in the reverse is unrequited love. The situation could be unrequited love. It also could be I am not giving away my heart, my energy, my romantic energy very willingly or too quickly. We have the King of Pentacles. I'm going to go slow. And as I say, the King of Pentacles is you. I'm going to go slow. I'm going to settle myself. I'm going to be very dependable, a good dependable friend before any of this gets into or reaches even close to a romantic connection. We've got the 2 of Wands, which is your decision. The decision is, you know what, I'm open to meeting whoever on whatever path. You might be going on adventure. You might decide to travel. But the 3 of Wands tells me you are now looking into the future. And I feel like you're keeping all of your energy, your money, your time to yourself. And that doesn't mean that you're somebody who's not sharing, because the King of Pentacles is the oversharer. But I think you've realized that once the pendulum swings over here, it's always got to swing back, but then it's finally going to come back to the middle where everything is finally back in balance. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. Yep, there it is. I feel like your decision is I'm just going to hold back. I'm going to hold back my magic. I'm going to hold back my aces. I'm going to read everyone in the room to figure out what they're doing first, because I am not going to be giving all of my time and energy anymore. We do have the Ace of Wands, though, which is magician energy. The ace is, an energy of the magician. The magician holds all the aces, and then we have the sun. So it does feel like Pisces, Leo, and Aries are here, and I feel like you are having a breakthrough, and I feel like this is a really happy breakthrough. We've got Capricorn, we've got Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Gemini is here. We've got Scorpio here, and we've got Gemini and Aries. We've got Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer energy here. Tell me about Gemini. How are you, Gems? Here we go. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Your sneak peek for this week. The next 7 days, whenever you get this, Gems, let's find out what's going on for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini. What's this? We've got the 5 of Wands. You could possibly be in some sort of conflict with yourself or someone else this week. We've got the 4 of Swords. We've got the 10 of Wands. And we've got the 3 of Wands. It does feel like there is some pressure on you, or you're feeling exhausted or weighed down by your thought process this week. There is some type of action that you must take, but I feel like you are moving slowly toward whatever actions it is that you are going to take. We've got I thought it was the 3 of Swords. It's not. It's the 3 of Wands. So I feel like there's some sort of, I feel like you're making a plan, Four of Swords, to drop some sort of a heavy thought pattern, or probably a heavy energetic thing. It feels like the Ten of Wands tells me burnout, tells me that you're exhausted or you've had enough of something. It feels like you need to drop something and move on from it. I feel like there is, the Five of Wands tells me there could be a few things going on. It could be competition. Maybe you feel like someone's throwing you into some sort of a competition, or you're also just tired of fighting things, fighting your mind, fighting your energy level. It feels like it's just time to drop something and move into the future here. Tell me what the Five of Wands is here for Gemini. We've got the Death card, we've got the World card, and we've got the Hierophant. I feel like you are battling the self, is what it feels like. There is something going on here, a transformation that's happening here. You're in transition to a transformation, and it feels like you're battling with some leaving behind something here. So the World card is here, and we all know that's a really big shift or a closing of a chapter. Something here is changing, and it's never going to be the same as it ever was. So the Death card being here and the World card is definitely, this thing is dead or dying or going away, and I'm never going to be able to go back there again. So I feel like this Hierophant energy, your spiritual energy, is where this argument is within the self. It feels like the battle is a spiritual battle, and I feel like it's going on within you, Gemini, that you really didn't want this thing to burn to the ground. You didn't want to have to say, okay, I'm done, it's over, it's never coming back. But I think this week you are coming to terms with that. It feels like you are coming to terms with, if I let it go, if I close the door, if I just leave it where it is, then I'm able to move forward and to begin my healing process. So I feel like the thing is that the Hierophant is here. So I feel like morally, I feel like traditionally, or whatever you've been taught as a doctrine in the mind, whether that's religious or spiritual, is what is making you feel guilty about closing the door or just leaving this, whatever it is, behind here. But it feels like, I feel like this is a lesson you need to learn, because I feel like you're supposed to teach it to others. I feel like you are the spiritual teacher. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Sun. Yeah, it's a realization here that it's time for me to put my energy into myself. I have to stop putting all of my energy into other people, places. I feel like you're having a breakthrough. The Sun is here, the Two of Wands is here, and to me, the realization is it's time for me to take action, to move forward and expand my life. I have to stop feeling caught between the Death card and the World card here. I feel the reason that you're taking your time, or that you're battling your spiritual self, or battling as to whether you should close this or leave it behind, it feels like because you might have some fixed energy, but maybe you're a person who's very caught in the mind or moves really slowly. The World card is Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. This is all fixed energies whereby we take a really long time to make a decision, because we know that once we make that decision, we're never going back on it. So I feel like this is the week where you have some type of a breakthrough, that you must take action to be focused on you, yourself, your health, your wealth, your home. It's time for you to multiply your happiness and move into the future energy here. You have to stop worrying about what everyone else is doing, taking care of everyone else and everything else, because we do have the Ten of Wands here, which tells me you're feeling weighed down by it, and you are feeling like it's time to drop it here. It's time to drop something here. We've got the Two of Cups. There is some sort of a bond that you have to break in order to let it go. I don't know what the bond is. It could be a family bond. It could be a romantic bond. It could be a platonic bond. The Two of Cups is not always romantic, but it always is. It is emotional bond is what it is. So it feels like you need to break this emotional bond and focus more on yourself, your pentacle world, building up of yourself. What are you going to do with your life, your time? It's time to be a little bit more selfish. You've taken care of everyone else long enough here, Gemini. The outcome we have is the Seven of Cups. We have the Empress energy, and we have the World card. I do feel like you are in this energy of feeling very emotionally overwhelmed or confused about what the role of the Empress is. This is pre-Empress energy. This is Empress energy. I feel for you that this is the lesson that you must learn in order to finally and truthfully step into the wisdom of the Empress energy. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's not only really doing well financially, but has controlled their finances. Someone who's moving slowly, who is very dependable, but also realizes that I've got to take care of me and my wealth, health, and all of that stuff for me as well. You're the one that multiplies everything. The Empress does that, right? The Empress does that. The Queen of Pentacles does that. And I feel like you're coming to this realization that everything has changed and there's no way to go back now. Everything, like, it's time to learn the new normal is what I'm saying, Gemini. Whether you're feminine or masculine here, I feel like you are stepping into your Empress energy, but this is the lesson you have to learn. You have to start taking care of your health. You have to start taking care of your wealth. You have to start taking care of you, focusing on you, and being a little bit more selfish with your time and your energy. So it feels like everything is changing, expanding, and moving. Your destiny is here, and it's destined that you do step into this Empress energy. But it's a really emotional time for you because you know that you must part ways, cut something off, leave something in the past. You can't drag it through with you to the new energy here. We've got the Page of Swords, we've got the Four of Pentacles, and we've got the Temperance card. I feel that you still will be hanging on to a thought pattern for a bit here. I don't think that you'll magically do this in the next 7 days, but I think that now it's come to your awareness that it's time for you to stop holding back and move into this Temperance energy, which is healing and balance and restoration. It is the moment of alchemy. And for me, whenever when the student is ready for this lesson, the teacher appears. And so I feel like you are ready for this lesson. It feels like the universe knows that you're ready as well, and that it's time for you to heal. And this healing, I feel, once you decide that you're going to focus on you and focus on your healing, that it comes to you really quickly. Seven of Wands is here. It feels like it's time for you to stand up, be counted, and say, no, I can't do that for you. I'm sorry. No, period is a whole sentence. It's time to say no without explaining yourself and then focus back on you again. We have Cancer energy here. We have Sagittarius, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. We've got Leo, Sagittarius. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo, Libra, and Taurus. We've got Scorpio. And we've got Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. I think I said that already, Gemini. All right, Cancer. Another few more days, Cancer, in Cancer season, and that went so quick, just like that, right? 5 more days, and we are going to be in 5 or 6 more days. I think it's the 22nd, but I can't be exactly sure. Pretty soon, yeah, another week or so, we're going to be in Leo season. Cancer, let's find out what's going on for you. Happy birthday, friends. You are having a birthday anytime around this time that I'm throwing these cards. I hope you'll tell me in the comments. I'd like to wish you a happy birthday. Tell me about Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what is coming up in the next 7 days. A sneak peek for this week for Cancer. We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Why is that? We have the Queen of Swords. You've made a decision to not move forward with something here. You're being very cautious. You're being very thoughtful. The Tower is here, but the universe does not agree with you. I feel like you've been holding back from going on some sort of a new path, and the new path is one of conversation, being honest about my fire, being honest about what excites me. We've got the Ten of Swords in the reverse. It feels like the reason that you are holding back from going on this path, or the Ace of Wands is something that you're really excited about, and it could be excited in a physical way, but it could be just an exciting new prospect that is coming up in the future. The Ten of Swords for me in the reverse tells me that you refuse to give up the mental anguish that was caused in a cycle back there. I think the Queen of Swords is asking you to please just leave it alone. Give it up. Leave it back there. Leave whatever they said to you, whatever they did to you, whatever betrayal that you had to endure. It feels like the Queen of Swords is asking you to be honest with yourself. Is this really what you want? Do you want to be stuck here forever? I feel like this place is the place where you're negotiating. You're negotiating with yourself. Really, should I just be honest with myself? Because this is going to hurt. This is really going to hurt when I allow the chapter to end or allow the cycle to end. I think that the Tower is on standby, I'm going to say, because I feel like your thought pattern is about to shift. I feel like you're having a big shift in your thought pattern. And tell me why the Ace of Wands is in the reverse at this time. I feel like you have this big thought pattern shift showing up in the week ahead, and it's about this Ace of Wands in the reverse. There's something here that you want to do, and you're unsure if you should do it. So there are decisions coming up. Very interesting. The Moon energy is here saying that things are not as they seem. The Ace of Wands being in the reverse. So things are not as they seem tells me that you really do want to get out there. You want to pursue whatever it is that you want, whatever the exciting new creative path is, or the physical excitement that you're feeling. I feel like you do want to pursue it further to find out what's going on, but I feel what you're scared of is that this is going to happen again, that I'm going to end up carrying around thought patterns, things that possibly I might be stuck in my mind forever and a day. I feel like the Tower is coming here to help you shift your thought patterns so you can finally release something. And the Moon energy tells me that you don't see it coming, or things are not as they seem right now, because I feel like what you're entertaining yourself with is a lot of work. I feel like you're overworking yourself, or maybe you're doing more than one thing. Maybe you've got 2 jobs or a job and a side hustle. I think what you're trying to avoid is the Two of Cups. I really do feel like there is an energetic and mental bond that you have with someone. And I feel like the Queen of Swords wants to liberate themselves from this, but it feels like you don't want to let it go. Even though it's done, or it's not working, or it hasn't started, or there's no more passion here, it feels like you know that if you have the Ten of Swords upright, that you're going to have to go through the healing process. And I think that you've been keeping ahead of your head shit with the Two of Pentacles for so long that you're sort of putting it on the back burner or not thinking about it. Well, guess what happens when you put things on the back burner, right? The Tower shows up. We've got the Seven of Cups. We've got the Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. It feels like you do want to move forward into the future here quickly. You want things to move forward here, but I feel as though you are holding back. I feel like it's the emotional thing with you, Cancer. It feels like you know that if this Ten of Swords goes into the upright, you're going to have to feel the pain of betrayal or something that ended, or release something that you're still holding on to. And it feels like it's an emotional thing. When you think about it or stare it in the face or pay any attention to it, it makes you emotionally overwhelmed. And I don't think you want to feel those feelings. And so I feel like that's why you're holding back. I feel like you do want to reach out and communicate with someone. It feels like you wish you could bump into them somewhere on the path. It does feel like there is a spark of interest or an exciting feeling that you get when you think about a particular person or a situation, but it does also feel like it makes you sad. We've got 9 wands here. It makes you feel like this is never going to work out, and I've given as much as I can give here. 8, 9, 10 wands. It's time for me to drop it because I'm feeling burnt out about the overthinking. Is what it is. We've got the King of Wands, we've got the 6 of Cups, and we've got the 8 of Cups. I kind of like this energy because now you are being motivated to move away from the 6 of Cups, to detach from all of the nostalgic memories that you have. I feel like it's this week where you decide to just finally let the 10 of Swords have its way with you. Feel the pain, feel the mental anguish, feel the anguish of not having whatever it is that you thought you were supposed to have. And I feel like you're finally going to let it go this week. We've got the the Queen of Swords, who is the one who is like being honest with themselves. I can't hold on to this anymore. I've been holding myself back from the future for such a long time. It's time for me to get out there and find a path that I'm excited about. I can no longer hold on to these anguish-filled memories. Tell me what's around the corner for Cancer. We've got the Hierophant, we've got the King of Cups, and we've got the Three of Pentacles. I feel like this is the beginning of building your foundation to emotional awareness, or emotional awareness. Yeah, I would say. The Faith card is the Hierophant energy. And so I feel like this tells me about slow movement. It tells me about this is something, the King of Cups energy, once you learn the lesson, is going to be something that you take with you wherever you go. And it is a lesson that's really important to learn, because being emotionally available and emotionally aware, keeping things under the surface. I think that the universe is asking you to sort of let something go and let the emotions fly, so you can disconnect, so you can become the King of Cups, because the King of Cups now knows the lesson and doesn't let things get under the surface too often, keeps it all on the surface. I feel like this is the beginning of you building a foundation towards this King of Cups energy, learning how to be responsible for your emotional energy, but also how to be emotionally available, because now we're moving super slowly and always doing the right thing when it comes to your emotions. I'm not talking about the emotions you give other people. I'm talking about you, that you're doing it for self-preservation reasons here. We do have the Four of Swords. This is all part of your healing. We do have the Hanged Man energy. I feel like you've been holding yourself back from this for a long time, trying not to look in the mirror. Look, this person's looking away. There's the mirror, right? And I feel like it's been a long time. We've got this little time piece here, right? The sands of time. And I feel like you've been stuck, right? Because the sands of time on their side means that time is not going, nor is it arriving. So it feels like you've been stuck in a situation here where you've been maybe stuck in time, stuck in your head, stuck in a pause. And I feel like finally now you are going to disconnect from this thought pattern and get some sort of perspective as to why you were holding on to this for so long. It feels like it is possibly for some of you an emotional situation, or a bonded emotional situation, whether that's a friendship, a loveship, or a member of the family. But this is something that you've been holding back from or not doing, because you know that the Ten of Swords is not going to make you feel good for a short amount of time here. So we do have Capricorn energy. We have Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Sagittarius, and Capricorn again. We have Taurus, we have Cancer, we have Scorpio energy. We've got Pisces and Cancer, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo energy. Speaking of Leo, let's find out what's going on for Leo in the next 7 days. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo. Sneak peek for this week, the next 7 days, Leo. Whenever you find this reading, tell me about Leo. Tell me about Leo. Leo, something is about to speed up, like aggressively quick. Tell me about the Knight of Swords here. We've got the Four of Wands. We've got the Two of Wands. And we've got the Eight of Cups. Leo, I feel this week is going to be a week of you expressing your opinion, saying something sharp, being honest with somebody. And I feel like you don't really care what their reaction is going to be, honestly. I feel like you just need to express it, get it out, throw it out there. It feels like it's going to give you stability, and that's really all you're after. I don't think you really care how it falls or how they feel about it. I feel like you've been feeling tied down to a thought pattern for so long that it's time for you to just release it or let it go. You need to detach, and the only way that you can detach from the situation, the thought pattern, is by getting victory. We've got 4 and 2 wands is 6, and it feels like the victory you're going to get is by just saying it. Like you're finally going to just say it because you've held on to it for too long. You're just going to say it, then you can finally disconnect from it, leave whatever you've been settling for in the past. I feel like there's something here that no longer serves you, and what no longer serves you is the Two of Wands. You no longer want to be tied to a thought pattern, tied to this emotion, tied to whatever it is that you couldn't express or couldn't say. I think you're just about to let it fly here. We've got the Hermit energy. We've got the Six of Wands. There it is. I called 4 and 2 a 6. The Six of Wands showed up. Kind of felt like that was showing up here. And then we have the Empress. I feel like you've got something to say to the Empress. I feel like at this time, as I drop these cards, I feel like you are trying to formulate in your head whatever it is that you want to say. The Hermit energy is Virgo energy, and I feel like you're really going over details or being very sort of analytical. You want to find the perfect words because you know it's going to be an outburst, or you're just going to say it and you don't care how it lands. But I feel like you just want to get in a very it's like you feel like you have a very short amount of time. It's like, okay, I'm limiting myself to 5 lines of text, and I need to get out whatever I'm going to say. I need to make that an action-packed statement. So the Empress understands that whatever I'm about to say means something, and I'm not going back on my word. We've got Virgo energy here. So I feel like you are at this moment, as I drop these cards, possibly trying to, the Virgo's got the light in the hand, right? Trying to find your light, trying to find out, formulate the words, figure out what you're going to say. You're kind of going over the self-audit, and whatever you're about to say is about to preserve you. Like, I feel like this, you know, the Hermit energy is the place that we go for self-preservation. And so I feel like you are going to say whatever serves you, and however the Empress reacts to it is up to the Empress. You don't even care how the Empress takes it. I feel like what you want, what the outcome you want, is to have victory. You really want the Empress to know that you're still thinking about him or her, that you still have all of this passion to get out. This is going to be a very passionate, bold statement that you're making to someone here, because I feel like you've been thinking about it or sitting on this for a while. And I feel like you want the Empress to feel seen. You want them to know that you're ready to give them all of your energy or your time. And possibly that you are quite attracted to them, because the Six of Wands is your energy. And I feel like you feel that there's a lot of competition for the Empress. So you are finally just going to be very bold about what you say. No more beating around the bush here, Leo. We've got the Fool. What? Leo, I feel like this is the week. Now, I think that if you look back in some of the Leo weekly readings, you'll see that you've been working up to this for a while. You've been getting your life in order. You've been sort of being honest with yourself, truthful with yourself. It's like you've been preparing for some sort of crescendo, for something to come to this great big emotional burst. And I feel like that's what's going on in the next 7 days here. Now, that totally makes sense, because look, Mercury is in your sign as we speak, but it goes into retrograde in 3 days because it's the 15th here. So I think it's the 17th or the 18th. So it goes into retrograde on the 17th or the 18th. So look at this energy here. The Fool is taking a leap. It's an exciting leap, but in order to be able to take this leap, you must leave everything behind you, and that's what you're doing here. You're finally just making a statement, a burst of energy. I'm just going to say it. I need to dump all of this crap from the past, and I need to start fresh. The Knight of Wands tells me, here comes Leo, very brave. I'm just going to say it. Wand is in the air. I got something to say, and I think that's what's going on here. And I feel like it is something of an emotional nature. It feels like you're hoping it's going to begin a new cycle with this Empress, but it feels like you don't care. Whether it does or whether it doesn't is not your concern. I think that you hope that it turns into the Ten of Cups. I feel like this is your outcome regardless of what you say or when you say it or how you say it. I feel like you end up being in the Ten of Cups because I finally did it. I lifted all the pressure. Now I'm happy. I'm emotionally happy because I finally said what I wanted to say. I think that you've been trying to find the perfect way, Hermit energy, to say something, and there is no perfect time, there is no perfect way, and I feel like you win regardless, Leo, so you might as well just put it out there. You win regardless. The outcome being the Two of Swords. We've got the Six of Pentacles, and we've got the Seven of Cups. So I feel like you just don't know how much of your emotion you should put into it. Because I feel like as you are making this decision to just say it, it feels like it is a very overly emotional and confusing. I feel like your emotions confuse everything, and that's why you maybe stay in fire rather than getting your emotions in everything. I feel like you'd rather do it head over heart than heart over head, because you feel like when you put your heart in it, it confuses everything. The Six of Pentacles is in the reverse. It feels like you don't care if that person really gives you any reciprocal energy. I don't think that you care. I feel like you are making a decision to just give them what you're going to give them, whether they give it back to you or not. You don't really care. You just need to get this off your chest. Tell me about what's coming around the corner for Leo. Whew, gosh. Like that sort of gave me this energy of, it's like a big exhale is what this is. We've got the Star. That's exactly what it is. It's a big fat exhale. It feels like it's something that is going to make you feel healed. I finally just told somebody about my wish fulfillment, and I took action. Now we do have the Seven of Wands and we have the Ace of Wands, but we have the Ace of Wands over the shoulder of this person who is claiming victory over the Six Wands. So I feel like you finally claim victory over the Six Wands. I finally gave the attention, told them I liked them, told them that I'm still attracted to them, or I need their attention. And I feel like the Ace of Wands tells me that you've just decided you're going to say it, open this new cycle, and then see what comes back to you. And what comes back to you is somebody who's going to be very honest and truthful to the point of cringe. They're going to be honest and truthful about the Ace of Wands. So you're throwing the Ace of Wands out there saying, hey, catch this. And they're saying, wait a second, I got a few questions to ask. I need some more clarity. Give me some facts. Somebody here wants to talk to you, and I don't think that you expected that. I think that you thought that they would just stay quiet, or that they wouldn't talk to you, or that they weren't interested in you. But somebody is coming out of their comfort zone and out of this place in their head to tell you about how you broke their heart, or how disappointed they are that you waited as long as you waited, holding back here. Things aren't as they seem. I feel like you will get a return on the investment that you're making here, but I'm going to say prepare for it to be super, super honest and truthful, and it may sting a little, but you're going to get the truth. You're going to get what you want out of this here. We've got Gemini, Pisces, Cancer, Virgo. Oh, the Judgment card is here. There we go. There's Mercury coming back round. Something's coming back round here. And you know, the thing is that whether this is a romantic or a fiery situation or a job or a situation that you left on the back burner, that's why Judgment shows up, because Mercury is in your sign, and it's time for you to just say it, for you to just do it. Because it's here, it's in your face, it's time for you to resolve this finally. So that's what you're being given here. The chance to finally resolve something and feel a little freer, I would say. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, Sagittarius, Aries, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, I would say. We have Virgo energy here. We have Libra and Taurus as well. Whew, I just need to take a breath. That's a really big reading, Leo. It feels like a real punch of energy here. You're about to have an exciting week. Okay, Virgo, let's find out what's going on with you. Whew, give me a chance to breathe. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about Virgo, please. Tell me about Virgo. What's going on with Virgo in the next 7 days, please? Sneak peek for this week for Virgo. We've got the Eight of Swords. Virgo, you are overthinking something. Well, Mercury being your ruling planet, you do that a lot, right? You are really heavily in thought about something that you don't see a way out of. It feels like this is a place where you've put yourself. We've got the Page of Wands, we've got the World card, and we've got the Six of Swords. Virgo, I feel like you're ready to, maybe not exactly ready because the Eight of Swords is here, but the Page of Wands here, it feels like you're ready to possibly move to another cycle or take some sort of risk or get on another path. It feels like you're about to have a burst of energy and take a bit of a risk. But I feel like when the risky thing for you is that you are bringing some sort of chapter to a close and you're moving on from it. I feel like for some of you, it could be a chapter of mental, it feels like you've been caught mentally, and it feels like you're finally getting movement. I'm going to say with the Six of Swords, it feels like you've been caught up in the chaos of the mind in this overthinking process, and you need to bring an end to that. And the only way that you know how to do that is by doing something that possibly is risky or on the spur of the moment, or it feels like it's something that you're going to do just to bust yourself out of this stagnant energy that you've been in for quite some time in the mind. So it could be a movement of the mind. It could be a shift of your mindset. I feel like you're in transition right now, that you're just about ready to shift the way you think about something, and you're about to close a chapter where I feel like it took you a long time to get here. Got the World card, which is all of the fixed signs, which move really, really slowly. I've got the Seven of Swords. I've got the Five of Wands. And the Nine of Wands. It feels like you're trying to figure something out without asking any questions. You're silent, thinking about it within the self and arguing with yourself about it. It feels like you're becoming exhausted from all of the overthinking. And the reason that you're overthinking it is because I think that you're looking for an answer to something. Something that I feel is really deeply buried within you, possibly, but it feels like this doesn't feel like it's an argument or a fight or anything like that with another person. It feels like it's with the self. It feels like it's in your mind. So I feel like you're becoming exhausted, and it's time for you to detach from the thought pattern. Yeah, it's a thought pattern of worry here, my friend. It's time to heal the thought pattern here. The Eight of Cups tells me you've got to detach from this Eight of Swords, friend. And even if it moves you forward just one sword and gives you the Nine of Swords, puts you into a little bit of worry about what might happen in the future, at least you're out of the Eight. You're not stuck. You're kind of in this place where, yes, you're in active worry, but I feel like that is a place that you can heal really easily. And it feels like it's time for you to detach from some type of thought pattern that has had you stuck for a while. Yeah, it's time to go. The Knight of Swords here is like, I think that you are going to find the answer. It's going to come up to some sort of resolve that's going to shift your thought pattern into a place of healing. What are you healing from? What's this thought pattern? We've got the Devil energy. It's a codependency of some sort. We've got the Star, Hope, and the Three of Wands. It's a hope for the future, but I also feel like it's a worry about the past. So I feel like you are attached to the past, but I feel like you must heal this Devil energy, this fear of moving forward without saying what you wanted to say or resolving some sort of situation. I think the universe is just asking you to close the chapter and move on because there's no resolution here. I feel like you've been stuck because there is something that you wanted a resolution for. You wanted someone to say sorry. You wanted the path. It feels like you wanted someone to clear your path for you, but what you didn't realize is you're the one that's the only one that can clear your path by clearing the mindset, by having a shift and closing the chapter. You're the one that always had the power to get on a new path, but you have to take a risk, and the risk is I've got to leave behind whatever it is that has been attached to you. It feels like it is a thought pattern that has been holding you back here from your future, from having hope for the future. Tell me what the outcome is, please. We've got the Two of Wands, we've got the Four of Wands, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles. It does feel like you are finally letting go. Whatever this thought pattern was, I feel like you are finally closing the chapter here and you're moving forward. The Two of Wands tells me so. Tells me that you're finally leaving this place of being at the crossroads and not being able to move at all. It feels like you finally get a victory. Four of Wands, Two of Wands is 6. And you finally get this energy to move forward here. The Two of Wands tells me I don't want to be stuck here anymore. Four of Wands tells me I need stability. The Ten of Pentacles tells me, yeah, we're moving on to better days. We're moving on to better health, better mental health, better wealth, moving into the future and start to build the stepping stones towards something that is going to be that is going to be long term. I think this is not just a moment where you concede to something that went on in the past. This is a permanent close to a chapter of overthinking something that you were hoping would resolve itself, that you're never going to get closure on. So I feel like this is you giving yourself, or the universe giving you, the gift of closure and helping you move on here. Tell me what is around the corner. We've got the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you're completely detaching from whatever thought pattern it was, and I feel like it's going to allow you to move forward here. The Ace of Wands tells me there's a lot of exciting things in the future. This is a new path for you going into the future. The future looks very hopeful to me, and it feels like you begin manifesting again. You open your heart to possibly having some sort of an emotional bond with someone, whether that is romantic or not. It feels like you are finally able to let go of or disconnect yourself from something that happened in the past that had you stuck. Sure did have you stuck. The King of Pentacles is in the reverse. And when the King of Pentacles is in the upright, that person is moving really slow, and you know, their logistics are on point. They're very analytical. But the King of Pentacles in the reverse is kind of confused. I don't know what to do with my time or my energy. So I feel like you were really stuck and sort of out of balance, and it feels like you are now finally getting your balance back. I was going to say the Justice card is here. I feel like I'm going to tell you that I don't know when that's going to happen. For some of you, it's going to be in the next 7 days. For others of you, it may be in the future with the Eight of Wands being here, but it does feel like healing is definitely coming, although maybe it doesn't feel like it is. I feel like soon you will feel this shift of energy where this old chapter, you're like this close to ending this old chapter. If you'll just like let the universe do their thing. We've got Pisces and Cancer energy here with Sagittarius. We've got Libra. We've got Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. More Capricorn, Sagittarius. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. It's taken you a long time to get to this point, but I feel like you're finally going to set yourself free. Tell me about Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for my beautiful creatives. Tell me about Libra. Smarty Pants Libra. What is going on for Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about the next 7 days. We've got the moon energy. Something here is going down, and you don't expect that this particular thing is moving. Oh, very interesting. So we have the moon energy, which is very deep, and then we have the King of Cups. It feels like you're thinking very deeply about something. Sorry, not the King of Cups, but the Knight of Cups. And it feels like it could be romantic for some of you, that there is something that is stirring your emotion, like the beginning of something here. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, and we've got the Eight of Cups. Somebody here is teetering on the edge of, am I ready for a relationship? Am I finally ready? Because I feel like you are in this single energy. The Nine of Pentacles is the place where you gain confidence, where you have a glow up. You did something or accomplished something all on your own. You built yourself up to here. So you built your reputation, built your career, built your business, built your confidence. It feels like you're making money doing something you really love. So I feel like with the moon energy here, being with the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles tells me that you're currently single, but now it feels like something has stirred your emotion. And it feels like it's a very deep stirring of emotion. You're either thinking about someone or wondering about someone. The Eight of Cups is here. And so it feels like you are about to maybe possibly walk away from this Nine of Pentacles. It feels like you were very focused on building your empire or building your, like I said, your reputation or your business. And I feel like now your focus is on whatever is in the future. We see the Sun, growth. And it feels like emotional growth. I feel like you are disconnecting from possibly I feel like the only thing that you were focused on over a long period of time here was the building of whatever the Nine of Pentacles represents for you. And I feel like there is an emotional stirring here. Somebody is stirring your emotion. They could be a water sign, so a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. They could be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. We've got the King of Wands. We've got the Hanged Man. Yeah, we've got the Death card. It does feel to me like you are no longer going to be hanging out in the Hanged Man energy. I feel like you're coming out of a pause. And it feels like you're about to pursue, the King of Wands being here, you're about to pursue whatever sets your heart on fire. You're about to pursue something with passion, gusto, and a big, bold move or burst of energy. The Hanged Man tells me you've had enough time to think about it, and someone, I feel, and it does feel like it is a someone, has stirred your emotional energy, stirred something underneath the surface here. And the Death card tells me that this has brought you to a place of rebirth, that possibly you're ready to emerge and take action with the King of Wands on your deep emotions that are being stirred with the Moon card and the Knight of Cups. Tell me more about this. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Something is changing. Look at that. We've got all these swords here. There's your energy, King of Wands. King of Swords. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. We've also got the Six of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune is here. When the Wheel of Fortune shows up, it's because it's divine timing for change. You're moving into a new cycle, my friend, and it has changed your mind. Something or someone, a situation or an emotional stirring has changed your perspective on something because the Hanged Man is here. And it feels like it was supposed to happen that way, that it was divine timing or destiny that steps in and says, somebody's noticing you. Step into your King of Swords energy. Whether you're the King of Swords that is feminine or masculine, I feel like you're being asked to step into your Aquarius energy. And who is Aquarius? Well, they're thinking outside the box. They are flying the freak flag. They don't really care. And I feel like you are just supposed to be authentically you. God tell you, I've never met an Aquarius, whether they were sun or rising, who was not very authentic in themselves. And even moon energy. Aquarius is really just thinking outside of the box, highly intelligent, and somebody who is readies themselves for, with the facts. I feel like you're trying to corral all of this emotional energy with your swords energy, which is you are sort of teetering back and forth between head and heart. You're trying to stay in your logical energy, possibly talk yourself out of something. But I think that there's a lot of emotional energy here. We've got Pisces, Cancer and Pisces, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, right? We've got a lot of emotional energy here. So I feel like the Six of Swords is telling me that something has shaken you free from your mindset. And I feel like you were very focused on your Pentacle world, but now your thoughts or your focus are now moving forward, and you're now changing your mind or transitioning the way you think about something here. And it is Justice. There's your card. Libra, you are the King of Swords here, it says here. So Justice is Libra energy. And so we do have the Six of Swords. So I feel like you are finally moving from a place or a position or a decision that you had made. Like, I guess I'm just going to be single forever. I don't really need anybody anyway. I'm very focused on myself and whatever you're building, your business. I'm doing it on my own, and I'm choosing to do it on my own. I think that mindset has changed. Something or someone has come along that has changed your mind. A situation possibly has popped up, and it's made you want to pursue something. And tell me what the outcome is. Tell me what the outcome is for Libra. We've got the Four of Cups, we've got the Devil, and we've got the Strength card. You are thinking about someone. Something you're thinking about over and over in a kind of an obsessive way. And it feels like you are in some type of a comfort zone whilst you're thinking about them, and that's causing you to hold back. It feels like you do want to show this person your lion energy. You want to pursue. We've got the lion here, right? We've got the lion. the lion here, right? This is the strength card. And we also have the lion in the background. I feel like you have a little bit of fire. You might have a fire placement, Libra, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. You might have a fire placement. And I feel like you're trying to hold back your fire. But I think you want to pursue something. But I feel like you're trying to hold it back, even though you've been thinking about this emotional situation or a situation that stirs your emotions. You've been thinking about it obsessively here. We've got the Two of Swords. The universe is asking you to make a decision, and boy, are they ever. We got the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. So not only are you being asked to make a decision whether you want this or that, but you're being asked to take action on the decision that you make. So the Two of Wands is here. It's time for an adventure. Libra, it's time for an adventure. There we go. Got the globe, and we've got the van. It feels like the universe knows that you've already made the decision. Look, you've made the decision, or you will be making the decision in the week ahead here, or in the next 7 days. So somebody is holding on to the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands means I've made a decision. King is also holding on to the Ace of Wands. I feel like you're going to make conversation or reach out to someone. It's time to get some clarity. And we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. But you don't know if you're ready to make that big, bold action just yet. I feel like you've got 7 days to do it. We've got the Hermit energy here. Maybe you're going to wait till September. I don't know. But we've got the Hermit energy. I feel like you're going to think about it first. Because it feels like somebody has stirred you to a point where you feel like you've got a connection with them, or you've known them before, or maybe you know them from a group of people, or something is stuck in your memory bank here, and it feels like you're wondering, will this grow? If I give this energy, if I give energy to it, will it grow? Look, somebody definitely has your attention. Somebody has definitely stirred some sort of little bit of affection or a little bit of a romantic feeling, it feels like here with the Knight of Cups being here. We've got your energy, Libra. We've got Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. The Wheel of Fortune tells me that you've probably been single for a while because the fixed signs are here. When the fixed signs are here, it's because you've taken a really long time to get to this new cycle. So we do have Sagittarius energy here as well. We have Aquarius energy, Leo, Capricorn, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, and Virgo. Whew, you all are working me over this week. Tell you what. All right. Scorpio, be gentle with me. Leo, Virgo, and Libra are exhausting me here. Lots of action going on. Let's find out what's going on with you. What's this? Oh boy. Here we go. Here it goes again. The Sun and the King of Wands. Tell me what's going on here with Scorpio, please. Next 7 days, Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sneak peek for this week. Tell me what's going on with Scorpio. Tell me about Scorpio, please. Scorpio, we've got the Strength card. You are in the pocket of the slingshot. That's what I just saw. And I'm going to say I saw some super big hands, like oversized giant hands. And the person sitting in the pocket is David. It's almost like David and Goliath. It feels like you're sitting in the pocket of the slingshot. You're ready to do something, push forward, burst of energy, something that you've been holding back from. Like really holding back. You've got all the forces of holding back here. We've got the Four of Pentacles and the Strength card. Tell me about the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Swords. It feels to me like you're about to just say it. You're about to blurt it out. It's going to be sort of an aggressive but analytical, grounded, and specifically highly intellectual way of saying something here. You have been holding on to something, it feels like for years. I'm just going to say, Scorpio, it does feel like this is probably like a 9 or a 10-year thing. It feels like it's something you've been holding on for a very long time. And the reason you've been holding your tongue is because you've been building some type of reputation. You've been building yourself up. Maybe you're going through a glow up. It feels like you're just not bothering yourself with the subject that I'm talking about. But now that you have built it, now that you do have your stability or your confidence, you finally found the confidence to say something here. You're no longer in this energy of holding back. You are in the pocket of the slingshot. You're ready just to put it all out there. Tell me about this strength card, please. There it is. You are now flying through the air. Feels like we've let go of the slingshot here, and we've got the Knight of Wands. Tell me why the Knight of Wands is here. We've got the Seven of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Swords. Death card. All right. So, yeah, there it is. It does feel like you are sitting in the pocket, as I drop these cards, sitting in the pocket of the slingshot here, ready to burst forward and say something. It's like we're holding back and I am gaining momentum, or I am figuring out what to say, figuring out how to say it, or what to do, or how quickly, or should I take a risk, and all of those thoughts that are going on while you're holding back, because the Seven of Cups in the reverse to me is I'm no longer confused. I know what I want. I'm now emotionally aware, because the Queen is here. The Queen of Swords is here with the Seven of Cups in the reverse. Seven of Cups in the reverse knows what they want, and the Queen of Swords is emotionally aware. So it feels like you know what you want. And now all you have to do is execute the plan, is what it is. The Death card is here. All you have to do is change your mind, get out of your head, and then it's time to go. The Death card is with the Queen. So it feels like to me that you're about to speak some type of truth, and you're no longer going to hold back. You're just going to be honest and truthful finally about some sort of something that's been going on in the 3D that you felt as though you couldn't say something, maybe because of money, because of time, because of your business, because you didn't have the time. But specifically because I feel like you've come to a place in your life where you're just not allowing people to put you in that energy anymore. You're not allowing them to take you outside of your character. But I feel like you're about to just finally let somebody know exactly what's been on your mind, what you've been thinking. And it might cause a fight. I'm just saying, it might cause arguments. It might cause a difference of opinion. I feel like maybe that's why you've been holding back what you've been saying, because you don't have time for the argument. You've been building yourself, or, you know, the Nine of Pentacles is here, and before that is the 8, which is the self-mastery, which tells me that I feel like you've been growing, figuring yourself out, and you've been more focused on you than you are on anybody else. But it feels like now you're finally standing up as the Queen, right? The Queen of Swords is here, and that's liberation. Now I'm finally going to say what I want. Nobody's here to tell me I got to hold it back. And I'm going to say it in the very slow, analytical, dependable, logical kind of way, but I am going to say it. And however it falls for you is however it falls for you. That is an ish you, not an ish me. That's what that's saying to me here. This Five of Swords and this Knight of Swords. 6 swords, right? And it's finally that you've left the chaos of the mind, and now you're going to let it leave your lips here. We've got the 8 of Cups. And we've got the Page. I think that as you blurt it out, it surprises you as much as it surprises the person or the people that you're speaking with. The 8 of Cups. I'm just going to say this in a detached sort of way. I'm just going to say it in a very matter-of-fact kind of way. And I'm going to be as kind and as smooth the edges maybe a little bit with emotion. But it feels like whatever you say is going to be just as much a surprise to you as it is to them, because I feel like you're going in the moment. That's what the Knight of Swords would do, is the one who is just there in the moment. And if the moment feels right, I'm just going to blurt it out. We've got the Ace of Wands, and when it's go time, it's go time. I feel like this is something that for some of you is quite exciting, that maybe you've been holding something back that you've not been able to tell anybody. You've been working on yourself or working on a project, working on your business. It might be an investment that you made that you weren't allowed contractually to say anything about. It could be that. I feel like when you do tell people about what's going on, that you're just going to say it to them in a very matter-of-fact way. Here it is. This is the plan. I'm executing the plan. Don't tell me not to do it because I've already signed the contract. It feels like it's going to be a surprise to everyone, but it's going to be a surprise as to whether you tell them or not. You're going to be doing it on the spur of the moment here. I feel like it's good news because the Page is here. The Page of Cups is here, and it makes you excited because the Ace of Wands is here. This is exciting news for you, but not everybody's going to like it. We've got the Six of Cups, we've got the King of Cups, and we've got the Seven of Pentacles. And so when I was looking at the Eight of Cups and the Five of Swords, I was saying that you're going to say it in the kindest way possible. The King of Cups for me is the person who shakes their finger at you and says, look, I love you, but quit being an asshole. Like, it feels like it's like a double-edged sword, but it's covered in sort of love, is what I want to say. This is tough, the tough love energy for me when I look at the King of Cups. So it does feel to me like you're about to put a lot of your time and energy into something, and not everybody is going to be happy with that, because that means if you take the time and energy and put it into something else, which I feel is what you're going to nurture, then you're going to have to take time and energy away from them. And I think them is who we're talking about here. The Six of Cups is somebody you're either married to, living with, a member of the family, a group of people, your soul tribe, whoever the people are that you've known forever, and you have to take time away from them in order to be able to move forward in this project or exciting new cycle or whatever the Ace of Wands is for you. And so not everybody's going to be happy, but I feel like the King of Cups is here because you're going to tell everybody, look, I don't really care if you like it or not. This is what I'm doing. I'm standing up for myself. I'm just going to tell you as it is, and I need to move on. So y'all need to get your crap under control, because here I go. What's around the corner is the Queen of Cups. It is the Nine of Cups, and it is the Page of Wands. So you could be saying this to your kids. I feel like whatever it is about to make you really happy. And I think that the reason that it's coming for you here, this opportunity or excitement or creative thing, it's because you've been open to it. The Queen of Cups is here. I feel like the person who might not agree with you might be either your spouse or somebody you're dating or someone you're very close to, bonded to, have an emotional connection or a psychic connection with. But it feels like you've known this person for a really long time. They could be a past life connection. They could be somebody that is in a soul tribe for you. One more card. I've got the Ace of Swords. You're just going to lay it out there. Just going to say, look, this has been my wish fulfillment. This has been my hope for a very long time. And I'm just going to make it clear to you where I'm going to be putting my time. It's not going to be with you. It's going to be on the thing that I've wanted to do for my entire life. Not everyone's going to be happy. The Five of Swords is here. We've got Capricorn energy and Aries. We've got a lot of swords. So we've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, Scorpio, Gemini. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Leo. Big, bold moves are about to happen. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. They're going to find a very intellectual, sharp, and clear way to give them the message you're giving them. But I feel like you're just going to say it. You've got to. You've signed the contract, or the situation is here. You're going flying out tomorrow, or whatever it is. You can no longer hang on, and you've got to say it. All right. Well, Sagittarius. Look, I've just been raked over the coals here with Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. So be kind to me. I said that to Scorpio, but it didn't work. Tell me about Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter, my fire family. Tell me about my Sag crew. What's coming up? Next 7 days, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Scorpio. Not Scorpio, Sagittarius. Tell me about Sagittarius. We've got the Ace of Wands. We've got the Six of Wands. Something very exciting is about to show up in your atmosphere here. The Six of Wands tells me you're about to get a lot of attention from something, a group of people. It's an exciting time for you. You're moving into a very exciting time here. You're about to have a bunch of people, customers, rush in. It feels like this is going to be a very creative and exciting time for you. It could be people, it could be admirers, people who like you. Maybe people just want to spend a bunch of time with you. Maybe it's been crickets for a while, and all of a sudden people start coming out of the woodwork here. We have the Nine of Wands. Why do we have the Nine of Wands? These are all wands. It's all a lot of action coming up here. We've got the Page of Pentacles. Yep, it feels like for some of you, it could be new connections. The Page of Pentacles is here. I feel like you see the potential to make new friends here, but I also feel Nine of Wands that you're feeling exhausted from taking a lot of action. I feel like the Nine of Wands tells me that you just sort of sat down or laid down because you're kind of exhausted or feeling a little bit burnt out from either working a lot or it feels like you're coming out of a cycle where there was a lot of action. And so the Six of Wands tells me that maybe you are about to get a lot more action. I think that you're coming into a cycle, though, that even though there is going to be a lot more action showing up, I think that you are going to use your boundaries a little more. I don't think you're saying yes to everybody. I feel like you have new opportunities coming in. And I say opportunities with an S on the end. It feels like it's multiple people, multiple new relationships, friendships, the potential for something to grow. New things are coming in for you here. And it feels like that you see the value in all of it. But I feel like it feels like friendships or something grounded, right? It doesn't feel like romance. It feels like friendships or new business or money or people that are giving you attention. Maybe a lot of people in your DMs asking you, let's go here, let's go there, let's go camping, come to my house for a cookout. Like, I feel like you're getting a lot of invitations. And it seems like it's really exciting, but I feel like you are keeping up your boundaries and not saying yes to everybody because I feel like your energy is low or you're feeling exhausted still. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. What are all the exciting things that are coming up for Sag? You're in a new exciting cycle here. We've got the Page of Wands. Yeah, it's all brand new and exciting and adventurous. And hey, let's go on this adventure. Come camping. Let's go kayaking. Like, it feels like a lot of people are coming up with this energy of asking you to go places and do things. I feel like the Queen of Wands. That's why. Because Sag, people don't take you to the party. You are the party. It's like wherever we're going, somebody go get Sag. Bring Sag with us, because Sag is the silly one. Is going to make us all laugh and have fun and be exciting and teach us how to make bold moves. It feels like it's a lot of fun here is what's coming up. We've got the Queen of Cups. I feel like you... the Queen of Cups tells me that people really love you. They love your energy. I feel like you have a very bold but loving, sweet, kind energy. That you're very... you're full of wisdom. And I think that they love that because the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, feminine or masculine, they both have wisdom because they've been through a lot of things. The Queen of Cups has learned how to be in control of her emotional energy and not give it away all the time. The only reason the Queen of Cups knows how to do that is because the Queen of Wands is here. And so it's really important to know that when we talk about the Empress energy, that all of those queens rely on each other to get balance as the Empress. And I feel like you're a person who is funny and silly and excitable and makes bold moves, but you're also someone who's kind and loving and compassionate. And I feel that people really love that type of energy, that you're full of wisdom and you're always teaching them things, and you are spiritual but deep, but fun and fiery and excited, and you let the freak flag fly. You're kind of like Aquarius that way. You really don't care how people perceive you. You just are authentically you. And the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands together tell me just that. So I feel like you're in this attractive energy is what it is. You are attracting what maybe you wished for months ago is now showing up for you, and you're attracting it all at the same time. And the moon is here. So it feels like you don't even know the extent of it. I'm going to say that maybe you're just seeing, like when we see the iceberg poking out of the water, we don't realize what a big monstrosity of an iceberg it is underneath because we only see the peak. So I think you're just seeing the tip of the iceberg is what it is here because the moon energy is here. I think that you feel that this is a new cycle and something is moving forward in a very bold way with all this fire energy here. We've got more fire, the Knight of Wands. I think the universe is asking you here to take some chances. Now, look, nothing crazy. I'm not asking you to put a parachute on your back and jump off a tall building or anything like that, jump out of a plane. But I feel like the moon energy with the Knight of Wands energy is telling me, look, be brave, even though you don't know the outcome. Go with what you feel. go with the depth of your feeling. And I know that with the moon energy here, it says things are not as they seem. But I feel like you've been given the wisdom of the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, because they are both very psychic energies. So you're supposed to go with your intuition and feel it out. Because I feel like some of these adventures are going to be really exciting, but you're going to have to be brave. We've also got the Fool energy here. And so the Fool is ready to jump, to take a leap, but also is taking an educated leap, knows what is below the cliff, right? Knows if that's deep water, shallow water, and are there rocks under there. I feel like you need to make sure with the moon energy that you feel it out correctly. But I feel like the universe is saying, go for it, Sag. Take an exciting leap of some kind. Just be aware that you must close any old chapters. You can't take all the old garbage into the new chapter. So you're being offered this new chapter, but are you willing to let go of anything else that has been in the past for you here? We do have the Seven of Cups, and that's where the confusion lies. I feel like you're reaching out for the tree of life, that you want something new, you want something exciting, but the overwhelming emotional part of it is, I do have to leave something behind and say, okay, I'm never going back there. Because what comes before the Fool is the World card, and the World card is the closing of the old chapter, but where you're never going back. And so that's fixed energy, right? You're never going back there. So I feel like there is a new opportunity or a new chapter showing up here for you. And you're being asked to take leaps of faith with some of these, with this new opportunity, this new person, this new group, this, multiple people I feel it is that are going to give you attention. But you're going to need to use your discernment, my friend, to make sure that you're making the right decisions. Tell me what the outcome is here, please, for Sagittarius. We've got the King of Swords. I like that. And the Ace of Swords is here, and the Ten of Cups. When you make the decisions that are head over heart, right? That are head over heart, when you're making logical, reasonable decisions that are factual, based on facts, not on energy, not on whether or not you'll just have this flash of the pan and be excited for a moment. I feel like when you make these logical, reasonable, slow-moving decisions, that you will get clarity. And you will feel this Ace of Swords. I feel like you are about to go on some sort of adventure for the rest of the summer is what it feels like. I know this is only for the next 7 days, but I feel like this is the momentum that's building into the next 7 days for you. The Ten of Cups is here. Once you get clarity and make sense of it and look at it in a head over heart way and make reasonable, logical decisions, I feel like there's so much excitement and happiness that shows up here for you. Tell me what's around the corner for Sagittarius. We've got the Strength card, we've got the Page of Cups, I like it, and we've got the Seven of Swords. So I feel like there's always going to be things that you don't know. The Seven of Swords is here. Are you going to get hurt? I don't know. Why? Because the Seven of Swords is showing up with the moon energy. But are you willing to take the leap of faith in order to get the lesson? Karmic things show up for us all the time, my friends, and without having karmic lessons, there's no way we get to the top of the mountain. Climbing the mountain is literally the definition of karma. When we start at the base of Kilimanjaro and we decide that we're going to venture to the top of the mountain, we decide that we're going to take all of the lessons that go on from the base of the mountain to the top of the mountain. And I think you're at the base of the mountain looking up. We do have the Strength card and the Page of Cups. It's all good news, my friend. I feel like if you take it all in stride, and even though you don't know, the Seven of Swords is here. Anything can happen when the moon shows up. You could get hurt, absolutely. Someone could lie to you. Yep. Absolutely. But the Strength card tells me that when you are in the Queen and the energy of the Queens and this King of Swords energy shows up, that you're capable of making the best decision possible with the information that you have. And so I feel that it seems like an overwhelmingly impossible decision to make. But I think for some of you, because you are in fire, whether it's in your rising, your sun, maybe even your moon, that you will take a leap of faith here. We do have the Ten of Swords. Yep, you're just going to let it go, let it go, let it go. Yep, you are. You're going to let it go here. You're going to throw caution to the wind. And we have the Ace of Cups. There it is. For some of you, this is a new relationship, or this is somebody that you're going to be dating new. You're like, am I going to get hurt? I don't really know. I'm going to fill out the situation, be very logical. I'm not going to be in my feelings or in my emotions. I'm not going to let my emotions get the best of me, but I am going to take a leap in with fire and see what happens. Very exciting. Something new coming here. All right. So we do have Leo. We have Aries, we have Sagittarius, we have Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, and Pisces. I have to do these ones slowly because the writing is so small. We have Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Cancer, more Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Yeah, I did say air signs already. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and Aries. All right, this is going to be a very exciting week for most of you. Let's look at you, Cancer. Tell me about, no, we're not looking at Cancer, we're looking at Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about my Earth cousins, Cappies. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what is going on for Capricorn in the next 7 days. Tell me about Capricorn. We've got the Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. We've got the Four of Swords and the Five of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups in the reverse. I feel like somebody here has made an agreement with the self. I feel like you have been healing from some type of regret or sadness, something that began, or an opportunity that began. It might have been an emotional opportunity. It ended. I feel like it didn't really even get a chance to get off the ground, but I feel like the reason that it didn't have a chance to get off the ground is because somebody here was very, had not grown up in their emotions. I feel like the Six of Cups in the reverse at the bottom of the deck tells me that you're finally going to release yourself from some sort of nostalgic thought pattern. It feels like, Capricorn, that you keep wishing that it could be different, that you were hoping and wishing that it could be different emotionally, or yeah, in your emotions, I believe, or in the thought pattern. But the truth of the matter is, it's just not. It is what it is. And I feel like something here began, and it began pretty solid. It looked like to be a really solid offer, and it felt like it was good. It felt like it was an emotional offer, but it feels like somebody here is either worried that it won't last, or it already is done because the healing process has begun, or this is just, we're not really talking to each other. It feels like there's been no communication. So, you know, sometimes that's the way it happens. The universe brings you together, and then all of a sudden you're apart, and then you don't talk to each other for a couple of weeks, because this is the thinking period. Do I really want to reach out? Do I really want to carry on something that is going to grow? And I feel like that's the process that's going on right now, but I think that you are healing from it as though it's an ending. Like, it feels like to you, well, I guess they're not going to communicate with me. It's over. And just when you think it's over, the Three of Cups ensues. So Three of Cups being here. Now, the thing is, I feel like that because you two have had some time apart, and let's be clear, I think that this is a new connection, a new friend, or a new love interest. So it feels like you met with them, you met them in a grouping, or you met them with people, you met them at a social place. Maybe you exchanged information or details, or said, here, find me on Instagram or social media, and nobody said anything. Nobody did anything. You didn't communicate with them. They didn't communicate with you, and it's been silent. So it feels like this is the part where we're kind of thinking about, is this something that I want to take a little further? I feel like just when you think it's over, that's when somebody invites you out to a social gathering of some sort here. It feels like it might be at someone's home. And I feel as though there is a little bit of fear or doubt. I feel like somebody is going to say, you know, so-and-so is going to be there. And I feel like you're wondering, is there still an attachment here? Does that person have any feelings? I feel like you start to overthink it, Four of Swords. You start to overthink it a little bit about, did that person really display what I thought they displayed to me? Were they giving me solid emotion? Or, like, it feels like the devil here is casting a little bit of doubt. I feel like you're about to get some sort of an invitation, Capricorn, asked to go out, to go to a certain place, and that person might be there. We have the Hermit energy. You're not going to answer right away. I think you're going to think about it first. We do have the Ace of Swords, and then we have the King of Coins. That is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So I feel like you are going to take your time to think about it. I don't think you're going to give an answer immediately. The Ace of Swords tells me you need to get a little bit of clarity first, and we need to go into Hermit energy to figure out if this is really what I want. Is this really what I want? Do I want to stand face to face with this person and say, oh, I thought you were going to connect with me and you didn't? Do I ignore them? Like it feels like a little bit of a weird situation. It feels like I don't know what to do. There's worry. Should I just let it go? Should I say no and just carry on with my life? Or should I go there and feel a little bit uncomfortable for a bit until this person comes over and makes some solid conversation with me? And I think it's really important for us all as humanity, humans in general, to get really acquainted with being uncomfortable. There are so many things in our life that come up, like social media, like Uber Eats, like having things at our fingertips is making us comfortable. And so we've all gotten out of this energy of being uncomfortable to get what we want. Now, I'm Gen Xer. I grew up in this time where we didn't have phones. We were born before Google. We had to do things face to face, right? We didn't threaten each other over social media. We just went and knocked on the person's door. And so I feel like you're just not used to being uncomfortable in these types of situations. And so it feels like you are unsure about how much energy, time, or thought you want to put into the situation. But I feel like that you already have met someone, there was a spark, you felt like there was an emotional connection, and then all of a sudden it's quiet. So I feel like the next meeting is going to be a little bit weird. Tell me about the outcome here for Capricorn. We've got the 9 of Pentacles, we've got the 4 of Pentacles, and we've got the Star. So I feel like what's going on here is I feel like you are manifesting this person, and I feel like this is your advice. The outcome is this. I think that you should walk in there strong and confident, looking your best, smelling your best, as confident as you ever were, but I think you should hold back. So I feel like you should show up, give the person a head nod from across the room, and then turn your back and talk to the person next to you and see if that person is going to pursue you, if you are the one who wants to be pursued. Now, I don't see any kings here telling me that someone is going to pursue except for the King of Pentacles, and I think that's your energy. So I feel like these Pentacles energies that I'm talking about here are you. So I feel like you're supposed to waltz in there with your confident energy, looking like the Star, and then hold back. Give this person a nod from across the room and just socialize and see if they are willing to pursue, or if you're the person who is ready to pursue, you can expect this from this person if you didn't contact them in the time frame that maybe you said you would. We do have the 2 of Swords. There's the Queen. And we have the Empress. So it does look like somebody might be a little bit intimidated. And the Empress is an energy that can be a little bit intimidating, depending on what kind of energy the other person is in. Not intimidating to everybody. Sometimes it's the energy of the same vibration as well. So I feel like somebody's about to make a decision to make a really bold move. And so I think that you're supposed to go in confident, looking like the Star, and holding back, and I feel like someone will make a decision to pursue, to make a big bold move and come over and speak with the Empress. We've got the Knight of Cups. There it is. I feel like this person was scared that you would reject them, and that's why they haven't contacted you yet. Even if they said to you, look, I'll get a hold of you in a week. Maybe they didn't because they didn't think that there was enough of a spark, or maybe that they felt like you weren't giving them an opportunity, possibly, that maybe you felt disconnected or aloof, possibly. But it feels like this person really does have some sort of romantic feelings that have grown over the time and the space that you haven't spoken with them. They've gone from the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups. So the feelings for you have grown, and I feel like this person is going to pursue you in the next social gathering. That's what it feels like. And we have Swords. So we have Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Taurus, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, and Virgo. We have Aquarius. We have Capricorn and more Aquarius. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And Aries. Somebody is about to pursue. Let's talk about you, Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what's coming up for my smarty pantses. Have you heard anybody refer to you as the genius of the zodiac? That's exactly what you are, Aquarius. Let's find out Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What's coming up in the next 7 days? Sneak peek for this week for Aquarius. We've got the Hanged Man. So Aquarius, you're in this suspended energy. In this energy of, I'm not really sure what to do. I'm ready to sacrifice something, but I'm holding position. Because I'm trying to get perspective about what to do next. I feel like you're trying to see something from a different point of view, like from the point of view of someone else, and how it might make them feel when you decide to make this sacrifice. And it feels like there is a bit of worried energy here. You don't want to hurt anyone. But I do see a full moon here, see a full moon here. Is that a moon? Yep, does look like it. It feels like something is coming to an end, or you're about to release something. And I feel like it doesn't feel good. It feels like it's giving you some sort of feeling in the gut like, ugh, I have to do it and I don't really want to do it. I feel like you're in a situation that is quite codependent here, Aquarius. And if there's anything that is going to make Aquarius head for the hills, it's somebody who's hanging on them. Somebody who is very codependent. So it feels like we have the worry that this has become quite codependent and I don't want any part of it. It feels like you're about to release someone. You're about to sacrifice or surrender. And the Nine of Swords is, I know I'm going to hurt this person. We've got the Four of Swords. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Because the Four of Swords, the way it's depicted here, you can see the Three of Swords, and the one that the person is laying on is sideways, and that is the challenge. The challenge is communication. I'm going to say that I feel like the challenge for you might always be communication, because although you're an incredible communicator, highly intelligent, know a lot of things, teach people a lot of things, it's just really hard for you to push it out your mouth. You know the truth. You know what you want to say and you know the facts, but I feel like your challenge is not knowing how to say it without gutting someone, without stinging, without being so freaking honest that somebody retreats or retracts or it hurts them, burns them. Tell me about the Hanged Man, please. Got the Hermit energy. Yeah, there it is. Three of Swords. I was saying Three of Swords is right here in the Ace of Swords. I was, as I was looking at the Nine of Swords, I was wondering if the Ace would come up, because I feel like you're at this place right now where you're unsure about how to say it or what to do with it. And it feels like, you know, like right now you're in the Eight of Swords, which is this energy of a place where you've been stuck in the mind. It feels like with the Hermit energy that you've pulled your energy back from someone here. You've really retreated. And I feel like this is what you usually do, that first you'll retreat and you'll begin to think about it and you'll hold your position, but you'll overthink it and overthink it and overthink it until you finally have the answer, and then boom, you'll just say it. And I think that when you do say it, it ends up being harsh. Honest. And not everybody understand. We're not in a world where everybody understands truth and honesty, nor does a lot of people in our societies these days. They don't value honesty or truth. So I think that the Three of Swords is here with the Ace of Swords. You've come to the realization or the clarity that there's just no good way to say it, that regardless of how you say it, it's going to come to an end and you're going to have to release it. This has become codependent. You're going to have to release it. And although you don't know how to say it, I feel like the first step is pulling back your energy, which I think you're in already. The Eight of Swords tells me you had to do that because you have to make a decision about what to do next. The Ace of Pentacles is here. And I feel like you see the value of going onward in the 3D on a new path alone by yourself. The Queen of Cups is here. With the Six of Wands, I think that you do want victory in love. I think that you do. Or victory in some sort of emotional state. I think that you're going to try and be as kind and as compassionate as you can be by telling someone that you're either breaking up with them, you don't want to work with them anymore, I don't want to live here anymore. It feels like it's something that's very serious and you have been in your head about this for a while. Tell me more about Aquarius, please. The Ace of Pentacles comes back here. You've already invested a bunch of your time, energy, thoughts, healing energy, spiritual energy. You've really made a big investment here. And I think that's the hardest part. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. This isn't going anywhere though. This is not your wish fulfillment and you know it. This is the end of the line. It feels like you've hit the glass ceiling. And you know that this is not your destiny. This is not your destined connection. This is not your destined job. This is not the place where you're supposed to be living at this time. It feels like this is not destiny, and you've already come to the realization of it. So now the only thing left to do is to take action. But before you take action, I feel like you've really got to tell somebody and be honest with them about what you need for your life. And the 4 and the Ace of Swords is here. I feel like the 5 of Swords is going to ensue. This person is going to say anything that they need to say, anything they need to do. They're going to say things like, please don't go, I'll do anything. They're going to grovel and beg. They want you to stay. But I feel like you just know that this is not the place where you belong. This is not the place where you're supposed to be for the rest of your days. I feel like you invested here and you gave it a shot, but it's come to a realization that this is not where you're supposed to be. There are other more exciting things on the path, and I feel that you've already begun to plan about what to do next. But I also feel like with all these swords here, that you have been planning to tell somebody, look, this is not going to work out. I'm not, this job isn't working out for me. This relationship isn't working out for me. I feel like you're in this, if it is a relationship with somebody, like if it's in a romantic sense, I feel like there's a lot of passion here. So I feel like the sex life is bomb. I feel like, all the other things are on point, but it feels like you know that this is not the place where you want to be for the rest of your life, because I feel it's very codependent. If you stay in this, it means that you're the person who makes all the decisions. Essentially, you're just telling someone what to do. You've got a puppet on a string, and I don't think that that's the kind of relationship you want to be in. Whatever the situation is, and as I said, it could be a job that you've invested a lot of time and energy here, but I feel like you're ready to back out because you know you're not supposed to be here. Tell me what the outcome is for Aquarius. We've got the 5 of Swords, and I said 4 and 1 is 5. This person is going to try and win at any cost. They're going to grovel. They're going to say, please don't go. They might even throw up red flags like, don't go, I'm pregnant. Or they're going to say whatever they need to say in order to get you to stay. Yep, there it is. The Ace of Cups is there. And then we have the 6 of Wands. They want to win at any cost. All they see in the future is victory and success in the Ace of Cups. There's no damn way that they're letting you go. So just be aware that this is an attachment. And I don't feel that this person is willing to let you go. Now, whether you get out of their presence or not, I feel like they still stalk you on social media. I feel like they just try and follow you wherever you go. If you move, they might move closer. Like it feels a little bit stalkerish, I'm going to say. They are obsessed with you, Aquarius. Tell me what is coming up around the corner for Aquarius. We've got the 8 of Wands, we've got the Page of Cups, and we've got the Fool. I think you already have your eyes set on something new. I feel like there's a new chapter that's opening up here, and I feel like you know that you must leave behind whatever little affection that you had for this person. You've got to leave it behind in order to move forward. The Fool tells me that you're making an educated leap of faith. The Page tells me that I really do feel, if you are in this King energy, that this person is in the Page energy. I feel like this is not a match of vibration, and I think that's why you have to go. Because this person is really immature. They don't know how to love as deeply as you do. They don't have enough wisdom to know how to love deeply. It's nothing against the Page, but the fact of the matter is, a person who's younger doesn't know how to love like a person who's got 40 more years of experience, relationships, marriage, all that stuff. Like, it feels like this is not a match. It's not a match intellectually, and it's not a match in fire. This person can't match your fire. took up the sun. And I think that this is your realization that, you're trying to hold back in order to remain in balance or to keep the whole thing in balance. But the truth of the matter is that this person will lie, will cheat, to do anything, to say anything, because they're immature. They'll do anything to keep you in their life because of the Lovers here. Because this person thinks that you are a soulmate. They might even say, look, don't go, you're my soulmate. But I feel like you're holding back because you're just trying to keep everything balanced until you're ready to have the breakthrough and to finally say, that's it, I've got to go. The sun is here. You see everything for what it is, and once you see it, you can't unsee it, Aquarius. The Wheel of Fortune is the problem. It's in the reverse. You know this isn't destiny. This is not your destiny. So we do have Virgo. We have Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius. We've got Aries. We've got Libra. More Libra energy. We've got Capricorn. We've got Aquarius energy, Pisces, Leo, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. It's like everything was going great, and now it's not, and now you got to go. And I think that you kind of knew this already, but you were waiting for a moment of alchemy, the Ace of Swords, to get the clarity. All right, Pisces, water family, two fishes, friends. Let's find out what's going on for you. Let's get it done. Tell me about Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Pisces. Tell me what's coming up in the next 7 days for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sneak peek for this week. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Swords. We've got the King of Swords. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like this is a week where you get your finances in order here, Pisces. It does feel like you are going to start to be very honest with yourself about where your money is going. It feels like you've been making a lot of money, or maybe even doing a lot of overtime. Maybe your business has been flourishing, and if it's not, I think it's about to be. But it feels like you're coming to some sort of a realization or a moment of clarity that I really have to figure out what I'm doing with my money, my energy, my health, my home, my stability. Pentacles are here. But the King of Swords is bringing clarity, honesty, truth, and facts to all of it. And so I feel like this Ace of Swords here is telling me that I need to figure out what's going on with the finances, because I keep giving and giving and giving, and I'm not getting a whole lot back on my return. For some of you who have a business, this could be that you're working too many hours and it's not really paying off. It's like you need to pull back a little bit. I feel like this is the organization of the thoughts, or the clarity, or the reorganization of your business, or your time, or your energy. It does feel like for some of you it could be health related. Somebody is becoming very clear on what they need to do in order to balance their health issues. It feels like you need to focus more on yourself and less on other people. You need to be really honest with yourself. That means writing down calories. What are you putting in your mouth? Are you really getting in 10,000 steps in a day? And it feels like somebody here needs to be a little more honest and accountable with themselves. If it is a health thing that you are going to become clear on. We've got the Death card. We've got the Knight of Cups. And we've got the Nine of Cups. This is, I feel like you're on this path and you need to be on it by yourself. I really do feel that the Knight of Cups tells me it's taken you a long time to get here, to have this revelation or this aha moment or moment of clarity here. But the Death card is telling me everything's about to change. You're changing your mind about something. So for some of you, it's about maybe getting a new job, quitting the job, cutting something out. You might be cutting calories, you might be cutting energy, you might be cutting out a job. It feels like for some of you, it is changing your mind that you needed, that you were waiting on. The Knight of Cups is here. The Knight of Cups is also the heart space. So I feel like somebody here has decided, like, recommitted to loving themselves. I think the recommitment comes in the King of Swords energy as we sort of look over, where have I been putting my money? So the Nine of Cups tells me that you can do it on your own, and you can build inner happiness by specifically focusing on your pentacle world. It feels like you're coming to this really quick conclusion that it's time to change the way you speak to yourself in your head. It's time to change the way you use your finances. It feels like you are on your way to a glow up, and it's because you're organizing your thoughts, your money, your time, or your energy. We've got the Ace of Wands, we've got the Two of Cups in the reverse, and we've got the Moon energy. Let's get one more card here. We've got the King of Wands. So I feel like there is a really exciting new path that's ready to open up for you. The Two of Cups in the reverse tells to me that that you really weren't committed to, that you're trying to recommit, or you really weren't committed to taking the appropriate action in order to get the results that you want. So I know I keep going back to health, but maybe you're on a health journey possibly, and it feels like you really need to take, like, it feels like you're very organized. It seems like you're very organized. You know what to do. You've got all the books. You've watched all the shows. You've read all the pamphlets. It feels like you've listened to all the doctors, but it's now time to put these practical things into action. So this is the theory, right? You've written the driver's handbook manual, you've written the test, and now it's time to actually get on the road and take the road test. It feels like whatever you've learned in theory or practicality, it's time for you to put these plans into action. The Two of Cups being in the reverse to me is something that you thought was going to be easier than it is, but also the Two of Cups being in the reverse tells me that, I don't think it's that you don't love yourself, but I feel like you're willing to put more. When people have a lot of hardship going on in their life and things are off the shelf, okay, what am I trying to say, Charlie? I've just said off the shelf because he showed me Toy Story, and that the shelf went sideways and Woody slid off the side. Hang on a sec here. Okay, so I feel like, Pisces, that you put a lot of people, things, time, energy, work, all of that ahead of you, so you don't have to look at the real deal. You don't really, you can say, well, I don't have any time to take care of my health. I don't have time for the gym. I'm working overtime. I don't have time. I've got too many kids. I don't have time. And I feel like you're putting a lot of thought into it. You're doing a lot of theory, making a lot of lists, making a lot of schedules, but I feel like you're not taking action on it because the Two of Cups is in the reverse. Because although I feel that you do love yourself, I don't think it's enough to make any sacrifices. The Moon energy is here, and that's why I'm saying all of this, because the Moon energy is things are not as they seem. And so I feel like you're feeling bad about not getting any action, not getting any results, because you feel like you've been taking action, but what you've really been doing is you've been taking action for everyone else. Making sure the kids are on point with their food, making sure you're making good meals for the family. I feel like you've been doing it for everybody else, but you're not really doing it for yourself. And so it feels like this Moon energy is like, it's a little bit muddied here. It feels like you're not really doing these things for you. You're doing them for everybody else. I'm wondering why you're not getting the results. I feel like it's because you need to take action. You need to be a little more selfish with your time and your energy. Whether that's for 30 minutes a day or an hour a day, maybe you need just to take one 30-minute walk by yourself. It feels like it's time for you to start loving yourself as much as you love everyone else around you. The outcome is the Two of Wands. We've got the King of Cups. And we've got the Page of Swords. Yeah, it's time to learn how to be emotionally available for you. You have to bring all of those emotions to the surface for you. It feels like you have to do it for you. The Two of Wands is telling me it's time to take action. 2, 3, 4. If you're going to get stability, if you're going to be happy, if you're going to have a happy home or a happy family or stability in your life, it's not only, I feel like you work a lot. When you feel like you can't take care of your health, you work a lot. So you're like, oh, but I have a lot of money. And when you don't take action on, and this can be anything. Look, I'm just using your health thing as a metaphor, but it feels like it's anything, right? This can happen in any situation. If you really want the result, you've got to go through the planning, the hard work, putting practical into taking action. It feels like you need to stop moving slow. You need to stop, like the Knight of Cups is the passive energy. You need to stop being passive about getting to your goal and start being very particular with your action to get your goal. Because the Page of Swords is here, and I understand that you're just learning how to love yourself. But the Two of Wands tells me that you need to yet to make a plan and take action on the plan. It's not that you don't know how, it's that you haven't executed it quite right yet. But here, the Ace of Wands is here, and I think that you're ready. I think you're ready to take a step off the edge here and be honest with yourself. in this moment of, aha, that's what it is. I just have to start rearranging my life and telling people, no, I'm not coming out on Friday. No, you're staying home with the kids. I'm going out to the gym. Like, it feels like you're going to have to really be hard with people in your life, and they're not going to like it. We've got the Temperance card. Ace of Cups is in the reverse, and the Sun is in the reverse. And so the Sun is in the reverse, and so the Sun is always the Sun. You can see everything. It's warm where you are. You can see everything as it is, but you're just not as happy as you could be. And I think it's because the Ace of Cups is in the reverse, and I'm just going to say I think it's self-love. Temperance is here. You've got to heal that. We've got the Strength card. You are holding back. You're putting up these boundaries because there is something going on here with either kids or your energy level or something like that. It feels like the Wheel of Fortune here. Now is the time. It's the destined time for you to take action. But it feels like you've got to put a bunch of boundaries up between you and people who are vying for your time, wanting your energy, asking you to do things for them. Can you do the overtime? All of that stuff. I feel like you're going to have to get in the chariot and go if you want the victory. You're going to have to just say to your partner, look, I'm not going to be home for an hour. You're going to need to pick the kids up, and I need to go do what I'm going to do. It feels like you really need to start making some decisions that are not going to make other people happy, putting some boundaries in place, and stop holding back, because I feel like it's really important in order for you to accomplish whatever is in the moon energy. In order for you to bring that to fruition, I feel like you have to start moving some things around, and not everybody's going to be happy. They're going to start wondering, well, where's the Pisces that I could take advantage of? The one that I could manipulate. Where's that Pisces? That's the one that I wanted. But, you are deciding to let things go, Ten of Swords, because the Fool is here. You're taking charge of things here with the Emperor, right? You've decided, I've got to take charge of my life, my health, my wealth, my job, my career, whatever it is. I've got to take charge of that if I want to have all the things that the Wheel of Fortune is going to bring for me, because this is a moment of destiny for everything to expand and change. And I'll just leave it there. We've got Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer. We've got Pisces. We've got Leo. We've got more Sagittarius, more Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, more Scorpio. Yeah, lots of water here. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. I think I said that already. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm going to leave that here. Thank you so much, Pisces, for being here and watching. I'll be back because I'm always back. I appreciate you guys, and have the best week. Bye-bye.